If Catherine hadn't visited her son's grave that morning, she would have never known the truth that would change her life forever. The sun had barely risen when Catherine Blake, America's most private billionaire, stepped out of her black car. She wore a simple black coat, her golden hair tucked under a scarf. No press, no guards. Just her and the memories of a boy she'd buried 2 years ago. Her footsteps were soft against the grass of Rose Hill Cemetery. Every year, on her son Andrew's death anniversary, she brought yellow tulips's favorite. Her heart still ached like it had the day he died. Car crash, they said. A rainy night. Gone too soon. But today was different. As she neared Andrew's grave, Catherine stopped. Her breath caught in her throat. Someone else was already there. A young black woman knelt at the headstone, hugging a small boyno older than 4. She was crying, not the quiet kind of crying, but the kind that came from a place deep inside, like something had broken. The little boy clutched her tight, wiping her tears with his tiny hands. Catherine's first instinct was confusion. Who was she? Why was she here at Andrew's grave? She cleared her throat gently. "Excuse me. This is my son's resting place." The woman froze. Her eyes widened when she turned around. Sorry," she stammered. "I didn't think anyone would come this early." "I come every year," Catherine said, eyeing the boy. His eyes, they were deep blue, just like Andrew's. Her heart skipped a beat. "What's your name?" Catherine asked, her voice softer now. The woman stood up slowly, still holding the child. "My name is Mia," she said. I used to work at the diner Andrew came to." Catherine nodded. Andrew loved that place. "And the boy?" she asked, though she already feared the answer. Mia looked down at the child, then back up. "His name is Aiden," she whispered. He's Andrew's son." The world stopped moving. Catherine stared at the little boy, her hands trembling. That's impossible," she whispered. "I didn't know how to tell you," Mia said, her voice breaking. "I was just a waitress. We were just in love." Tears rolled down Catherine's cheeks. She dropped the flowers. She wasn't just visiting her son's grave anymore. She had just met her grandson. Catherine couldn't breathe. She stared at Aiden, the little boy who could be her grandson. He hid behind Mia's leg, shy but curious. His big blue eyes sparkled just like Andrew's did when he was young. "You said you and Andrew were in love?" Catherine asked softly. Mia nodded. "He came to the diner often. I was just working extra shifts, trying to pay for school. One night it was raining, and he offered me a ride home. We talked the whole way. Then, the next day, he came back." Catherine sat on the cold stone bench near the grave. Her hands trembled. "I didn't know," she whispered. "He never told me." Mia looked down. "He was scared. He said you wouldn't accept me, that your family would never allow him to be with someone like me." Tears filled Catherine's eyes. "That's not true. I would have accepted anyone who made him happy." Mia reached into her worn handbag. "I wasn't sure I'd ever see you, but he wrote these." She handed Catherine a bundle of letters, tied with a red ribbon. Catherine's hands shook as she took them. The paper smelled faintly of Cologne Andrew's scent. She opened the first letter. "Dear Mom, if you're reading this, it means I'm gone. And I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you about Mia, about the baby. But I was afraid you'd be disappointed. But I love them both so much. Please, if you can, find them. Take care of them. They're all I have." Catherine wiped her eyes. Her heart cracked open. All this time, she had been mourning her son, and never knew he left a part of himself behind. She looked up at Mia. "Why didn't you come to me sooner?" Mia lowered her head. "I didn't want anything from you. I just wanted him to know his father. That's why we come here every year." Catherine stood slowly. She bent down to Aiden's level. "Hi, sweetheart. Do you know who I am? He looked at her quietly, then whispered, Your daddy's mommy. Catherine burst into tears. She hugged him tight. Yes, baby, and that makes me your grandma. After leaving the graveyard, Catherine insisted on giving Mia and Aiden a ride home. Mia hesitated at first, but agreed. They drove in silence. Aiden slept in the back seat, his little head resting on Catherine's soft fur coat. Catherine glanced at Mia. Where do you live? On Oak Street, just above the diner. Catherine frowned. That part of town was known for its crumbling buildings and poor safety. You're still working there? Mia nodded. It's hard, but they let me bring Aiden sometimes, and I get free meals. Catherine looked away, her heart sinking. Her son's child was growing up in hardship, while she lived in a mansion with empty rooms and silence. Please, subscribe to support us. When they arrived, Mia gently woke Aiden. Come on, baby. We're home. Catherine followed them up the narrow stairs. The apartment was tiny, just one room with a small bed, an old fan, and a cracked window. But it was clean, warm, filled with love. On the wall was a framed photo, Andrew and Mia, smiling, young, and in love. I took that the day before he died, Mia said softly. He brought me flowers and said he was going to tell you everything. Catherine's chest tightened. He never got the chance. Mia poured her some tea in mismatched cups. I didn't want pity. I just wanted Aiden to know who he was. Catherine studied her. So young, so strong, and so alone. You don't have to do this alone anymore, she said gently. Mia looked up in shock. What do you mean? Catherine smiled through tears. Come stay with me, you and Aiden, just for a few days. Let me get to know my grandson. Let me make up for lost time. Mia hesitated. I don't want your money. I don't want to give you money, Catherine said. I want to give you family. When the gates of the Blake estate opened, Mia could barely breathe. She had only seen houses like this, in movies' wide lawns, marble statues, fountains that sparkled like glass. Aiden pressed his nose against the window, wide-eyed. Do we really live here now? He whispered. Catherine smiled. If you want to. The staff greeted them, shocked to see a little boy running down the hallway in muddy shoes, and a young black woman in simple clothes standing beside the billionaire who hadn't smiled in 2 years. This is Mia, Catherine announced, and this, she scooped up Aiden, is my grandson. Treat them like royalty. Everyone froze. And then applause. Tears. Smiles. Mia was given her own guest suite, but Catherine insisted they eat dinner together. That night they sat around a long table, Aiden bouncing with excitement. There's so much food, he yelled. Can I eat the green thing? It's asparagus. Catherine laughed. Yes, baby, eat everything. Mia looked overwhelmed. Catherine leaned closer. You're not a guest, Mia. You're family now. The next morning, the world found out. Billionaire Catherine Blake, found with secret grandson. Black waitress and child move into Blake Mansion. Reporters lined up at the gates. Some were cruel, others curious. But Catherine didn't flinch. I will protect them, she told Mia, no matter what. To silence the doubters, Catherine agreed to a DNA test. The results? 99.9% match. Aiden was truly Andrew's son. Mia faced backlash. People accused her of trapping a rich man. Others said she was lying. But Catherine stood tall. She is the mother of my grandchild. That makes her my daughter. They threw a huge party. Aiden wore a gold crown. Mia cried when she saw the cake, shaped like a rocket, just like the ones Andrew loved as a child. One night, after everyone had left the garden, Catherine turned to Mia. I want to set up a foundation, in Andrew's name. You'll lead it. Help single mothers. Change lives. Mia gasped. Me? Why? Because you didn't ask for help, but you gave love anyway, and I see so much of him in you. Years passed. Aiden grew strong and brilliant. Mia became a leader, loved across the country. And Catherine, she smiled every day again. She once lost a son, but that loss led her to something even greater, a family she never knew she needed. Please subscribe to support us.